Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we are here to do it for you. Remember, this show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now on with the show, I'm one of your hosts, Wobble Plays, alongside the Santa Court.
Hey, Potty.
Hello. You're
Hey.
looking very festive.
Festive. I guess. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Ho, ho, ho.
Court puts a hoe in holiday. Did you guys know that?
Ho and wow, I like that.
That's writing it down. Can have that one for free.
I like it.
Alongside, as always, is the Santa Pez.
Good day, lads. How we doing?
It's good. How's the North Pole over there treating you?
Chilly, but not too bad. I got the elves working in the shop. Mrs. Claus, cooking a batch of cookies.
The
We're
elves
good.
on the shelves?
Elves are on the shelves. We Gucci.
Court was saying how he's like,
We-
tomorrow's a terrible day. I'm like, why? He's like, because
we-
it's elf on the shelf
we-
day.
Yeah, I honestly, I dread it.
What do you do? So we don't do elf on the shelf here. What?
Honestly, I
why
didn't
is
want
it
to
such
do
a
it,
pain?
but my wife bought it. But because every day you got to move this thing, and it's got to be
Yeah.
doing something different. So this year we got this little box that comes, and the little wolf, and I was just like, oh my god! And it's like a friend of mine was telling me because my daughter's 6. He's like, I don't know why you're going this far out this year. I was like, why? He's like, well, like, next year she's gonna know. Because it's like usually grade 2 or grade 3 when it's over. Like the fantasy's over.
That's not true.
Really?
My oldest didn't like do all that stuff until she was like 12.
Hmm.
And
I,
my youngest is very much into finding her elf every day still. She's 11.
Wow.
Yep.
Court, so you got a long road ahead of you.
We're believers. We believe in the season. It's Santa season.
Santa season. What if you got a elf in a police costume who detains the elf on the shelf for trespassing or menacing?
That's already been known. Like people will put it in jail. Like the elf got put in
Yeah.
jail for being naughty. and
Well, no,
then the elf
just we don't, no elf on the shelf because he's waiting for his court date, and the court date's on the 26th.
The
I picked
first,
up my daughter today at school, and as soon as she got in the car, I asked her. I was like, "Oh, tomorrow's December 1st." She goes, "Oh, I know, Daddy. You know what's coming." I was like, "Oh, you get your advent calendar?" She goes, "No, my elf is coming."
What's
I'm
his
like, "Well, what
name?
about your advent calendar?" She goes, "Yeah, that too." I'm like, "Do you not want the?" No, I want it because like advent calendars are no longer chocolate, right? They're like Legos. You can get Lego ones now that every day has a new Lego in it. So, yeah, that's the thing.
What's your elf's name?
I have no clue. My daughter even said it today. We went to the mall she had to pick out what she wants from Santa. And unfortunately, she picked a gift that Santa wasn't going to buy. So we had to figure out something else. So she picked it out. And then I was like, I Google it. I'm like, no, it's $300. Yeah, Santa can't get this. I'm sorry, honey. Like, no, that ain't happening.
Too big for the sled. Classic.
Oh, it's a Barbie dream home thing. And I'm like, you already had one. Like, what are we doing here?
You want to know? I've seen Barbie Dream Homes in the store in the thrifts. $5.
No, but
Unreal.
she has a Barbie Dream Home Elsa Castle, and she never played with it. And now in like the last month, all of a sudden she started playing with Barbies. And I'm just like, what the heck, kid? I was trying to get rid of these things. Because she's more into like Lego and video games now. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I can speak that language.
Yeah.
And she wants to play hockey. Like we went to the Hockey Hall of Fame on the weekend.
That's right.
And then she loved it. My dad came with her, and my dad got to show her. Like we saw the Memorial Cup. My dad's name's on it, so he's pointing it out to her, and she thought that was super cool. And then we could go. There's like a central registry for anybody that's played professional hockey, and they have it there, and you can Google names, right? So you put in the name, and I was like, Emma, spell your last name. She puts it in, and then she's like, who's Robert? I'm like, oh, that's Grandpa. And then you get to pull up the picture and all that kind of stuff. She thought that was very, very cool.
I saw
think
the
that's very
pictures from it. It
cool,
looks awesome.
and I wasn't there. So
Sorry?
I said I think it's very cool, and I wasn't there. So
if
Well,
I
if you
I'm
guys
just gonna
ever
pick a
come to
random name.
Toronto, I'm the one who always has to come to Boston. Like if you ever come to Toronto,
I want to go to Toronto, and I want to go there, and I'm gonna tell my daughter I'm just gonna pick a random name and say, hey, that one, that's me. And she'll be like, what?
Well-
'Cause she can't read.
Well, but come to Toronto would mean leaving the house.
That's true. Well, when we went to Maine, we went to like Bar Harbor area, and there was a giant like yacht, and I told my daughter, I'm like, hey, you see that boat? It's my boat.
Oh my
And the
God.
rest of the weekend, she'd be like, hey, look, it's Daddy's boat. And my wife's
my
like, that's not his
God.
boat. And she's like, yeah, it is. He's leaving it there so other people can use it. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Oh, look
Wow.
at that critical
Rich-
thinking right there, eh?
Rich philanthropist. Waba has it all, man.
I'm just building the narrative, man. But speaking of
Unreal.
rich philanthropist, Santa season is upon us. As he is one. What are you boys gonna be asking Santa for Christmas this year?
Pez, I'm gonna let you answer this one first, there, big guy,
So
because you got the whole like. It's only is that a coyote sweater?
yes,
Yeah, but it looks like a Santa outfit.
yeah. I mean, I have the Santa
They're always
jacket.
giving away goals, so you're giving away like come on
I
now.
have the
Oh,
Santa
get wrecked.
jacket in that closet. I'll wear it one time. So I answered a question today from a little Twitter account called Carpool Gaming of what would you like for Christmas? And I said, I want Sony to implement Discord the same way Xbox and PC does. That's what I want for Christmas. I want to be able to go on my PlayStation and get in a Discord VC with my buddies who are playing on Xbox and PC. So then I don't have to get Call of Duty on PlayStation because all my friends do. I can play it on PC like a normal person. But that's what I want. I want excellent Discord implementation from Sony.
I don't know if Santa can swing that. I don't
Yeah.
even know if Sony can swing that.
Which is you know what the funniest part is? Like Sony, don't they own Discord?
They own it now. Yeah. And they don't
And
do
it's
anything
not
with
on
it.
there.
And like
it's on Xbox before it's on Sony.
Man, these Sharks jerseys are sweet, by the way. And like you can get it on Xbox, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. But that's what I want.
That's what you want for Christmas, eh?
That's it. I'm a simple man. Give me a way to hang out with all my friends in a voice chat, and I'm happy.
Man, that's
So-
easy.
Easy.
I want a thermometer that you put in your meat. It's called the meteor. The meter. It's called the meter. I saw it. I've asked for it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be under the tree. And it is a thermometer that you can stick inside the meat. You have an app on your phone, and it lets you know when your steak is at like medium, well done, or any of your food. It lets you know exactly when to like flip something, all that kind of stuff. Like I am all over this. I think it's the greatest idea ever. I even put out a tweet. I was like, does anybody know what this is? Even the company that like makes it all of a sudden was replying to me. I tried to pull the old like, why don't you send me one? That didn't work. But
I'll review it.
Good try.
I tried. But I have asked for it. I had to get 2 of them. And at first, when I asked for it, my wife's like, "Oh, what do you need this for?" And I'm just like, "Well, like I explained the whole thing." And she's like, "Well, it's only one." I'm like, "No, I need 2, which would make her steak be perfect as well, right?" So, I'm a little bit excited to do this and hopefully get this. And then I asked for a terabyte drive for my console. I already have a terabyte drive for my Xbox, so I asked for one for my PlayStation. I'm a simple man.
Simple man. You want well-cooked meat and memory in your console.
I want perfectly cooked meat. It's like because like when you're like Pez, when you're making no offense, Wabo, because you're a picky eater.
I eat ground chicken and turkey.
Yeah,
no offense.
Pez, when you're making pork chops like on the barbecue, it's very easy to overcook them.
Sure is.
So and it's kind of it's weird when you're become a person that does barbecue a lot. Chicken you can perfect. It's pretty simple to perfect the chicken on the barbecue. In fact, it's probably the one that you perfect the most. And then the steak is always depending on like if it's windy out, like it's tough, right? Pork I think is the hardest. Now, Pez, it's gonna be all easy, buddy.
It's all easy. It's all gravy, as they say.
Now I'm easy.
Easy like Sunday morning. Easy like pork on the grill.
Oh dang.
Waba, you?
There's not a lot, and I'm struggling to put together like a list. I did put Ragnarok on because I want you folks to stop yelling at me.
Lava wants Mario Lemieux.
Yeah,
Con-
Mario
on-
Lemieux and
on-
Or
Hutch.
Wayne Gretzky. Hey, oh, Waba, you're gonna be so proud of me. I am 3 seasonal collectibles away from getting my icon pack. I was so close the other day. I was gonna rip it and just say do the 50 and do the X Factor. And then in my mind, I
Icon
was like,
choice.
Waba would be so mad at me for this. So no,
Yeah, but if you get Lemieux, I'm gonna kick you in the stones. But,
because
you
I
know,
got
you made the right choice.
McAvoy so quickly. I thought you were gonna be so proud of me when I was like, I got McAvoy on
I'm
day
very
one.
proud.
Day one.
You done good.
Like the challenges. Continue.
Yeah. There are two. I mean, most of the stuff I want is like related to like my reselling, like like a scale, like a portable box I can take photos of stuff in. But one thing that I think is cool, and it's actually like not as expensive as I thought. It's a front-facing camera for your GoPro, and the reason why this is of your interest, well, you can put it on the front so I can like selfie it, or you can put it on the back so you can have a larger view, because the GoPro is going to be brought to PAX East.
There is.
And because it has a lot of memory, I've got 2 battery packs. Like, I have all the attachments. I've got like I've got a chest attachment. Like, I know that seems silly.
You
Why
have
would
a
you use
chest
attachment?
attachment. You're like a cop.
Well, yeah, it basically is a body cam. I bought it because I wanted to go.
turned on.
Oh, but
When
hold
I go
on.
to like
hold on. Guys,
estate sales.
he's got a body cam
Yeah.
of a camera that can attach to him on his chest.
Yep.
Or a head. You can put it on a backpack too.
What are
you can have it like on here.
What are you and Queen doing there, buddy?
Well, no, it's because when I go yard selling, I want to be able to put it and create content around that.
Oh my god!
My dude has a. I know
Waba's
somebody.
Corner.
Listen.
Come on down to Waba's Corner.
Listen, it's gonna be A+.
Hey, I'm gonna
max
trademark
content.
that. You can't steal that.
It's taken me to Disney,
Patent
man.
pending.
It's crazy, but I think that would be good for content at PAX, especially because again, I can have different memory cards. I don't have to worry about my phone being charged, like something going down. It's GoPros are very reliable.
You could just start an OnlyFans and
No, you guys can't
take
afford it.
pictures of feet. No,
You guys can't afford that.
I keep thinking like they're gonna raise the taxes around me at like 7%. And I joke to my friend, I'm like, I'm just gonna like conveniently walk by my wife and just like take feet pictures and just be like, all right, we're good. People are sick out there. Let's make some money. Why do you keep saying that?
I don't know. I don't know.
No,
Does your daughter say that a lot?
No, she doesn't.
Okay, all right.
Zoomer humor.
It's probably yeah.
I just
it's
don't.
boomer humor.
I feel like my wife is watching the Kardashians, but it's happening in front of me.
But yeah, that's it.
Look, I made Ben's turn red. He's like all red now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say to that. I would say
He was not going to say
that.
that word anymore because he's like, I don't want to be referred to as the Kardashians.
I'm going to say it even harder now.
Jesus.
Pez Kardashian.
I'm more
let's
of a Courtney.
Sorry, that was...
I'm glad you fixed your microphone though, Waba. What'd you do? How'd you fix that?
I went to a YouTube. I found somebody from Europe who told me what settings to use. So for those who don't know, so recently did a video on youtube.com/3dads and a console for Need for Speed Unbound. And one of the comments, someone goes, "Man, you need to fix your mic." And I said, "Sponsor me." I bet he won't, unfortunately. But it's because my daughter comes down here and she grabs the microphone, starts yelling into it when it's off, and touches all the stuff on the back, the gain, all that stuff. So it makes it sound like doo-doo. Now I yell anyway, so I have to put a limiter on it, so that already impacts the.
Please clip that, like, make that a thing. Like when he's on Twitter, I mean, when he's streaming on Twitch, can we just have it so like there's a doo-doo button where he's like, it makes doo-doo.
Doo-doo. I mean, I still think
it's
about
French. I don't know what it's French for though.
Coco Milan all the time.
Coco Milan. But yeah, so I'm glad we fixed it. So let's I mean, as folks can tell, this is kind of a lax episode. So we're gonna talk a little bit about what we've been playing. So Court, do you want to start us off? What have you been playing these days?
Sure, I've been playing a couple things. I've been playing a game just recently because there was a update to a game. So my daughter and I have been playing it for the past couple days now. Our friends over at Outright Games updated Bratz. Now that's the yellow LOL. Jesus, my brain sometimes, right? So the LOL game and Bratz both had an update. LOL had an update where it's called Neon Desert. We were playing that DLC. Bratz also had an update, so we've been playing both. But we just were recently playing the Neon Desert update on the DLC because my daughter plays it on Switch and she can play it all around. And it's just, I know I've talked about the LOL game before, but all it does is just adds little obstacles as they're trying to create LOL dolls. Like the floors will move and there's little mummies that come in, and she gets a really big kick out of it. With regards to Bratz, we haven't got to the DLC because she still hasn't finished the full game yet because, she's a kid. It is what it is. But those are two games that my daughter has been playing, and we've also been playing Sonic Frontiers. My take on that game is my daughter enjoys it. I don't know, man. It's just not for me. Like I was playing it, but I just feel it's a very big open world of nothing. There's really cool ramps and all that, but there's like boss battles that just don't make any sense to me. And maybe it's also because my daughter has been playing it and I jump in and I don't know what's going on and I just try and play it. And I'm just like, oh, this one's tough. But that, and I've also been playing Ghostbusters. Still playing Ghostbusters. I really like the game. I'm really enjoying it. It's just turning it on. I said to Paz, I even like just turning it on and hearing the woo, like that noise, the Ghostbusters noise.
Mhm.
And then you see the logo and shining, and it's like a little bit of flickering. And then I'm like, all right. And I can go in and just go do one mission. You log in, go in. I can just do a mission, jump out. I'm in and out in like 20 minutes, not even. And then I just get that little drip of nostalgia. And so I'm doing my dailies. I do my dailies on NHL 23. I do that. And I'm also playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla Dawn of Ragnarok. Jesus,
Oh my goodness.
I'm playing way too much.
All this?
Yeah, well, you got to remember the NHL takes what? 20 minutes. I go in, I do the dailies, I do what I need to do to hit my coins, and I'm like, all right, I'm out. And then Ghostbusters, I'm playing it for a little bit. So that's like a snack. Those are both snacks. Those are a half an hour of my day. And then Ragnarok, I've got of Assassin's Creed. I just want to finish it so then I can get onto the new content that they put on. Yes, that's what I've been playing.
That's it?
Yeah, well, but you got to remember, I also mentioned the games my daughter's been playing because she plays video games now and she enjoys it.
There we go.
That's fair.
Pez, what have you been playing?
Let's see, what have I been playing? On the Steam Deck, I've been playing Court's gonna yell at me. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh,
I know.
Come on, man.
On a Steam Deck?
Yep.
How slow is the horse on the Steam Deck? So so what happens is, does your battery even make it by the time your horse gets across the screen?
Yep. So I can run it on high settings at 30 frames per second and it runs beautifully. I have found I am enjoying those type of games more on the Steam Deck because I don't feel like I have to be locked in my office on my PlayStation playing games if I don't want to be. I can be downstairs. I can be, I can have Sunday, no one was home, so I was downstairs playing. I was on my Steam Deck, had the football game on, and I was just hanging out playing Red Dead. So I've been enjoying it a lot more. I've been replaying Persona 5 Royal on the Xbox / Steam Deck because I got Game Pass on the Steam Deck. And I've been playing. I think that's pretty much it. Dabbled a bit in Persona 4, but then Persona 5 pulls me back in. Just because I'm further in.
How that bothers me. You cannot switch personas.
I can do whatever I want.
Dude, you're legally not allowed to.
I can do
You
whatever
have
I
to
want.
complete a story before you go to the next story.
Nope.
How are you gonna balance two waifus, Pez? You all right? You're only one man.
Listen, these hands can balance both at the same time.
I don't. I'll believe it when I see it. But I respect the gumption.
But I've been playing that. Downloaded. So for the Steam summer sale, autumn sale, I bought a bunch of games. So I downloaded Spider-Man today on the PC. So I'm gonna mod the heck out of that and play that. A bunch of Amazing Spider-Man 2 suits. There was a bunch of like the Miles Morales suits from the game that you can now get in Spider-Man on PC. So just a bunch of that. And then on PlayStation, I've been playing a ton of Call of Duty's DMZ mode with my friends, and it has been the most fun I've had playing Call of Duty in a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. So for those that don't know, DMZ is basically teams of 3 go into the map. There's 20 teams of 3 altogether. You go into this big old map. It's full of AIs. You have challenges to do. Your goal is to go in, do your challenges, and extract. If you die in the game, you lose all your equipment that you brought in. So if you go in with like a large backpack, 3-plate armor vest, all your good guns, you die and your team gets wiped, you lose all that. So it's a very good. It's been very, very tense battles. So we're having a good time, and then I'm back in on the EA SHL on NHL 23. So me and a couple friends have been playing that on and off. So got my gaming hands full, but it's been fun. Soccer Story, which we'll talk about. I reviewed that for the channel. Cute game, fun game. But that's really it. And I bounce between them. It sounds like I'm playing a lot, but it's like, oh, I'll play Persona. Like today, I played Persona 5 for like an hour, and then I won't pick it up for like another like 3 days. Like it's just a bounce around. Well, I've already played it and beat it, the original. So I'm like, we're gonna take our time and enjoy it. We don't want to rush through our gourmet meal, Waba. We want to take our time and enjoy it.
Casual. So I know you said we'll talk. Let's jump into Soccer Story because I've been playing that too. So
Sure.
Tell us a little. I know there's a video up on it at youtube.com/3dadsandaconsole that Pez did in a short. So tell us about your experience with that game. That game's we've been playing it.
So I've been playing it I got it last week. It is basically what happens is, it's funny because I make the comparison to FIFA in the video itself, where they have this Apple Cup, and basically what happens is during the Apple Cup a big like catastrophe happens, and then soccer is taken over by one organization, and it's called Soccer Inc. And only Soccer Inc. can run soccer games, so they ban soccer throughout the rest of this world. And you get to pick one of your twins. You can pick the boy or girl twin. The story's the same no matter which you're playing as. And basically you have to build a team and then bring soccer back to everybody. So I have been enjoying it. It's a fun little indie game, kind of like what Court was saying. It's kind of like a snack game, right? You can go in, get a couple missions done, go do something else. But I've very much enjoyed it. If you have a Steam Deck, it runs perfectly at 60 frames per second. I had no issues. It will not, based on I was running it at 144 frames per second. It will not bog down your machine. It's not a very big game. I didn't finish it, but I probably put in about 6 to 7 hours. So I think I'm right at the end. So I think it's like an 8 to 10 hour experience if you want to do all the side quests. Again, I highly enjoyed it. It ran well. It runs well on all my stuff. There was no cloud saves were not active, but that's because the game wasn't officially released. So which was fine because that means I had 2 saves going at the same time, but I could see the differences if there were any between the boy and girl, brother and sister. So I enjoyed it. Cute little soccer game. If you played Golf Story, it's much like Golf Story on the Switch. Feels kind of the same way. It's about someone trying to find their passion about soccer and then bring that sport back to the world and overthrow capitalism, as all you know I'm very much into. And it was a good time. It's a good game. I highly recommend it.
I love this game. I'm having so much fun with it. I played about 2 hours. So I watched your video before I started playing, and my biggest concern. So there were PC codes that went out first, and then I was able to get one for PS4 or PS5. And my concern was that it would be a game that is for computer, but that the controls wouldn't do well on console. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe it's because the last kind of like indie type game I played was like Idle Manager, which was made for. I played it on console. It's made for PC, and the controls are great. So there's no control concerns. Actually, it plays very well. I'm better at it than FIFA, which is good. But I just think it's funny. like all these like like so you get like a soccer ball and you get to like use it and you can like call it goes, you shoot it, it's too far away, you hit like triangle and it comes back. So you don't have to constantly chase after the ball. It's kind of like as you would use your sword in Zelda. And you get more, they call it shoes, which you get more skills. It's basically like, it's like the bomb shoes or like all this stuff. It's like very Zelda-esque. And the Zeldas I used to play.
The sand shoes allow you to like walk on the desert. There's a lot of environment quests. Like one of the very early quests is like, hey, you'll see this yellow cat statue, and that means that that if you kick this ball through like 2 lampposts, that's a goal, and you get a coin, and you use that coin to buy upgrade medals for you and your team. But I very much enjoyed it. The writing is cute. It's like funny to play a team of toddlers, and you're like
that was it. That's the part I love.
The first toddlers, and you have to like recruit animals to be your goalie. It's
the animals are the captains.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
It's a cute
as
game.
is tradition.
As is tradition. It's a very cute game.
The toddler part cracked me up. So they're like, okay, well, you have to play a team. We have these toddlers here, and you're like, well, why am I playing them? It's like, well, you got to start somewhere, and they're like, it's good to start against them. And like you said, you're slide tackling them. They're like falling down, and like you're just demolishing these kids. And after, it's like the kids are even like, oh, does like if you talk to each of them, they're crying.
It's great.
It's silly.
Like it's
silly.
Both that toddlers are crying, but also it's just a very silly indie game that is a ton of fun. And again, I can't speak highly enough of it because I said in my review that these type of games, they're silly, right? But I think they're important because like Sony's not going to give us like an arcadey soccer game, right? And Microsoft's not going to give it to us. So if the indies can give it to us and they're good, then that's just better for everybody. But I highly recommend it. I don't know how much it's going for. It would surprise me if it's over $20. But I would pick it up. I don't know how it runs on Switch. My guess is pretty good because again, I don't think it's a big lift, but it runs great on PC. I'm sure it runs well on the Series X and the PS5 because they were originally going to make this game for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So I'm sure they run really well. So if you're in for a little cute soccer, and it's arcadey soccer, but the games are pretty competitive. If that's what you're looking for to kind of like take a break from your God of Wars and your Last of Us and whatever you're playing, like go for it. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
And it's $20. If you get it on Steam, it's 10% off right now. I just looked it up.
And
that's fair.
My review, I ended my review with this would be a great game for your kids, but make sure your kids can read because there's no voiceovers. So there's a lot of text. And unlike Pentiment, the text is not distracting.
Well put.
The top right screen is not as... Sorry, Waba. Like Antonio made a good point there.
You know what? I'm buying one from Amazon after this because now I'm self-conscious. The other game I played, and again, if you want to see more, Need for Speed Unbound, hashtag EA partner. Thank you again, EA, for letting me play that. I don't play a lot of racing games, and the visuals in this are cool. You have like cel-shaded characters, drivers. You have like 3D. I say 3D like a boomer, but you have like really like detailed cars. And then,
oh my God, Pleasant has glasses off.
Oh my gosh! And then you have like these like graffiti
his
effects.
wee beady eyes.
I'm cleaning them. They're dirty.
But it's really cool. I think visually it's good. I'm not good at the game, but you can make your license plate whatever you want. Like I started making it like Bungus, and you can make it Waba. It's actually it's not a big part of the game, but I like it. And it's open world cars, and I'm not. If you want to see more about my review, again, go to the YouTube. But one thing I'll just reiterate is that it's good for kids because yes, there are people in the game that racetracks are populated, but they're always going to run out of the way. So if you give it to your kids, they like racing games, like cool, like it looks cool. They have an easy mode that you can do, which will help, kind of guide the car. And you're never going to have to worry about them like hitting someone. Like the people will always run out of the way, which is really good if you're, giving it to your kids. So
For sure.
Another kid-friendly game. Check it out on the YouTube. But yeah, that was a game that I didn't plan on playing, but I'm glad we got the opportunity to because I'm happy I checked it out.
Speaking of the name Waba, I was
Uh-oh.
playing eShield the other day, and some guy had the name Waba.
Get out of here!
Yep.
Oh, that's not allowed.
No, play-by-play name Waba.
Yeah, play-by-play name Waba. So
Oh,
I checked.
wow. You know
I
what?
was like, oh my
I
gosh,
would
is
do
this
that, but I
Waba?
have my name in it, so I don't do that.
But yeah, it wasn't. I don't remember what the thing was. Like what
Was
his
he
gamer
really
tag was.
slow?
No, he was good, so I knew it wasn't Waba.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, he played defense, so it wasn't me.
I remember
Um,
the very first couple times when we were watching him Pez all the time, and then we were like chatting and telling him how to play defense in the game.
You know what? I've realized you just gotta let the fish. You just gotta let the fish swim. You can't just tell them how to do it. You just gotta let them do it.
I'll figure it out one of these days. That's so cool though that someone is using my name that you just bumped into. Actually, Court, didn't you have a story like that?
Yeah, and honestly, it's terrible because I forgot to go ask the name. But my wife was talking to someone at work, and that person said, "I don't want to blast the person or whatever." They happened to watch our show, which was weird, and it was weird for my wife. So we appreciate you. And I know you know who you are, so we appreciate you listening. If you're listening right now, he was talking to my wife today, and she was just like, she's like, oh yeah, he knew your show, and I'm like, oh, all
That's
right
so
then.
cool. So Court told us, and I like yelled, I'm at home alone, and I'm like, let's go! Because it's so cool that like the world is so small that somebody that we might not be familiar with happened upon our little thing. It's really really cool.
That's the second time this has happened to me. A friend of mine's wife was she's a lawyer, and she was talking to someone, and the guy was mentioning how much of a Boston Bruins fan he was. And she's like, "Oh, my friend is a huge Boston Bruins fan. His dad used to play for the team. He lives here in Toronto or whatever." And the person was like, "Are you talking about Court?" And she was like, "What?" He's like, he left. Like I don't like he's no longer doing pod." She's like, "Oh yeah, he's doing other things." He's like, "What? Why did he leave?" Like he was like so curious on why I just like stopped doing Boston Bruins I'm like, "Okay, so this is weird. All right, sure." Cuz she's like, "He wants to talk to you." I'm like, "No. So that's not going to happen. That's weird. No. We're not going to do that."
I mean, I don't know why he'd want to talk to you. We
I don't even
we have to do it every week, and it's
I don't even want to talk to me.
it's I don't know. It's very cool. So to the viewer that recognize or the listener, thank you. It's very flattering. Very exciting. I mean,
Robbie Bobby Miller. My dad's name is Bob, so like it's a very common name.
So because I tell my butcher about Court all the time, my butcher, my barb. He's like, yeah, just standing in line at the grocery store, just like, hey.
Antonio's just standing there. He's like, "Hey, do you know Court? I'm going to show you a picture of him so that if
And
you
they
ever
say
see them,
yes.
like, I know who he is."
Talking
Yes, I
about you
know
like you're his
Court.
son or something, like pulling out the wallet with like all the different photos.
Well, that's like if we you know for a fact if we ever say we're like if we mention the word Chicago ever on a podcast and that we're going to be there, we'll get to the airport and Antonio will just be there. "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Yeah. So here's my butcher. Here's my barber. They're gonna give you a ride.
Do you want an Uber?
Oh man. So our next thing that we have to talk about, and Pez will love this. A new. If you already can guess, we're gonna be talking about the new Mario movie trailer that dropped. We got to actually hear more of Chris Pratt's perfect. I couldn't tell the difference between him and the games, Pez. Could you?
I couldn't either. No, had no idea.
It's like what's that guy's name?
Can
Perfect.
I give a take that's probably not as popular? I don't think he sounded bad at all. Like I honestly, people, like I think we're making a mountain out of a molehill here.
I think you could have found a better voice actor. I think the rest of the voices have been fine. Peaches is going to take some time to get used to, but that's because Peach like doesn't talk, right? So I think the actress for Peach is going to be fine. I think the movie's going to be good, but man, this just like I don't know. Maybe I'm just Chris Pratted out, right? Because he like, my kid loves the Marvel thing. She loves all the Jurassic World movies. So like we watched all the Marvel movies. We watched all the Jurassic World movies. Like I love Parks and Rec, so I've watched it like 5,000 times. We just finished the Guardians Holiday Special. So like maybe I'm just sick of Chris Pratt. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe it's a Greg problem.
But
That's
you know
okay.
what you can get over, Chris Pratt? Having the Rainbow Road in that trailer just popping off at the end because that was so cool. And did you guys see that like Diddy Kong was in there?
Mhm.
And then Funky Kong was like sitting in the back, and then he had somebody else. I don't know who the other Kong was, but like the very first part of the trailer, like that is the original Donkey Kong game. You just actually have to when they pull the game out, and then all of a sudden you have and it's in Donkey Kong Country. Because if
Yep.
you see all the characters that are in the stadium, and then did you know? Fun fact here. Do you know that the old Grandpa Kong, like that's in Donkey Kong Country, that is the Kong that's in the original Mario games, but just for some reason Mario never ages. But that's the lore. If you actually go on the Wikipedia, like that's the lore of it. And so he's also in it. Like there was some very cool like Easter eggs that are in it. Like I just for me, it was more my daughter watched the trailer and she's like, Daddy, we have to see this. Like
Mhm.
to her, she doesn't care that it's Chris Pratt. To her, this is just awesome. Now,
Yeah.
I did see IGN put together a trailer and put like the actual Mario's voice. Yeah, that would annoy the living daylights out of me of an hour of that. I'm sorry.
Well,
It would
so
be terrible. So gamers, I'm
that's
sorry, you're wrong. It would be
that's the
terrible.
thing. I don't think anyone wants to listen to Charles Minette do Mario
They
for
do though. They
90
complained
minutes.
about it. It would be
But
terrible.
I don't think they do. I think they in their heads they want to, but then if someone did it for like 90 to 100 minutes, they halfway through they'd be like, "Oh my god, this is grating. This is grating." Cuz like no one wants to listen to him do Luigi because Charlie Day actually did a great job with Luigi. I
Lou
thought.
Albano. Who's Lou Albano?
Isn't
Lou
that the one in
Albano
the
was the
live
original
action?
Mario, the live action Mario. Do the Mario. He was also a
Oh, the guy from the
he,
commercial?
yeah, he was also a wrestler back in the 80s.
Oh, he's also in the Do It Up. He's in
Yes.
the Goonies
Yeah, he's
video.
also in that Cyndi Lauper video. Yeah.
Good enough.
Um
Yeah. I know this is really I'm butchering the song, but I literally watched it with my daughter the other day. I wanted her to watch Goonies, so I was just like, we watched like the trailer, and then I was like, oh, there is no trailer, and I don't want you really want to watch this because I know there's terrible words. So like, all right, we watched the Cyndi Lauper video, and I was just like, she's like, this is terrible. I'm like, I'm sorry, honey, but I love it.
I think the movie's going to be good. I love Jack Black as Bowser.
Mhm.
Give us your 10-second Mario audition. Oh man. You got to put me on the spot like this. Hold on. Let me go
Who
through
put you on
my
that
let me
spot?
go
He's a
through
method
my
actor.
my voice
He's a method actor.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, I got to go through my voice. Unique New York. No, I'm not going to do my
Jesus
impression.
Murphy.
Lion face, lemon face.
Oh my god, he's got things going on here, people.
No,
He's
that's
got-
from that is I always do the lion face lemon face show because it's Ben Affleck and Matt Damon from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh my goodness, you're right. When they do the
when they do it for when they're doing the riff on
the applesauce or
um,
whatever.
yeah, it's Good Will Hunting 2.
I just said that the older you get, the dumber these movies get. Oh, Good Will
Well,
Hunting.
you know it's guys. One thing I will say about the movies we all grew up watching, or at least the ones that me and Pez grew up watching, because Waba's like a child. But well, Waba, compared to me and Pez, like you didn't grow up in the '80s. So like I realized,
I was born in the late '80s.
as I realized, like that Bluey episode when Bluey's dad is just like, it's the '80s, man, just let it go. That's real because I started watching all these movies. Like think about it. I saw a picture of myself from 1987, and I said to my Emma, I was like, "Oh, I was the same age as you." And then I was like, "Oh my god, I was already living in Pickering. Oh my god, I've already seen Goonies in the theater." And I'm just like, "She can't watch that movie." And I'm like, and I'm thinking about all the movies that I saw, like Gremlins, Goonies, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm like, there's a very Ghostbusters. Even the original Ghostbusters came out in 1985. I would have
Yep.
already seen that. I saw that in the
So
theater.
many dirty jokes.
Back to the
too.
Future. I was like, there is a very good reason I am the way I am. My daughter can't turn into me. Oh my god, I watched terrible things as a kid.
Yeah,
Like
there's
kids' movies when we were young were not kids' movies.
my oldest when she was 13 watched we watched oh my god, I'm blanking on the movie now. The one with all the Breakfast Club. And she was like, "Can I watch that? It's rated R." And we were like, 80s rated R is like different than it is today. It's fine.
Mhm.
Um,
But
yeah.
80s PG and G is like almost rated R.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
the innuendos are, especially like in Ghostbusters, the innuendos are out of
Well,
control.
the gatekeeper and the keymaster, like
Yeah,
it's
I had to
literally
explain that to my wife what it meant. She was like, "I don't understand like why they're called that." And I was like, "Okay,
the
let's wait
fact
till
that the
the other one goes to
keymaster is a
sleep and I'll
male and
tell
the
you about it."
gatekeeper was a female.
Yep.
Seriously, people.
Yep, we had that conversation while watching Ghostbusters Afterlife for the 1,000th time because my little one loves it.
I haven't still. I think my daughter can watch. Like I'm having a hard time trying to figure out like what she can watch because I was like, oh, I can't go by what like I watch. Like I was like, oh, Jurassic Park. She's like, oh, I want to watch that. I'm like, I
Oh,
don't think you can watch that.
How
And
old
then
is
I
she?
was like,
6?
6.
My youngest was watching it at 6.
But like Goonies, okay, like think about it. I watched that at 5 years old for sure. But then I was like, wait a second, they swear in it. Chunk almost gets his hand ripped off in a blender. I'm like, and there's like literally the Fratellis are pretty darn scary. I'm like, yo, no, my daughter can't watch this. And then we were watching Mighty Ducks. She's loving hockey right now. Like my daughter's obsessed with it. So we watched the first Mighty Ducks, and I'm just like, oh my god, how did I was able to watch this movie? It is terrible.
Like when they
There's a
when
lot
they
of
get
bad things said of that.
when they get the box of Sports Illustrated and they're making
Yeah.
like your mom jokes.
They're
it's so
dude,
good.
they're saying terrible things in that. They talk about like getting with females, and like it
well,
was
think
bad.
about like Sandlot too. Like that used to be a staple when we were growing up. It's
It is-
so lewd.
It
Like
is-
everything with the what is it, squints? Like they're just all mean to each other because, and that was
they
like
mean
what
to
we
each
watched.
other.
I remember like one of our teachers let us watch in school, which is fine, you know, we're old enough. But I was like, oh my gosh, like
Fine. It's
there's some
fine.
jokes in here that like you know, I don't. It's like oh like can I laugh at this now? Like you know in public like.
No, like some of the movies we watched, they're not good.
No, some don't hold up
RoboCop,
well.
that's such a good movie, but yeah, the very beginning when Murphy is in the factory getting served the shotgun. Yeah, nope.
Court has
Or I'd buy that for $1. Sorry.
Has your daughter watched the Mighty Ducks Game Changers yet?
Yes, so she loves that, and that is so PG, like for sure.
Yeah,
except
that is
the new
like
season beyond
almost
PG.
rated G Disney. It is like clear cut, like super clean.
Well, it was interesting with Disney Plus because she turned 6, so her profile changed. Like a bunch of shows showed up that she hadn't been able to see before.
She graduated.
Daredevil,
No,
The Punisher.
Daredevil. Well, no, Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks
Punisher.
wasn't there. Mighty Ducks wasn't there before, and neither
Oh,
was
really?
Encanto, which is like her favorite movie. Moana.
Yep.
Now she can watch
Slaps.
those.
They wouldn't let her watch Moana before that.
Well, I guess Moana's got some, like I said, what we got to watch. Like, think about it.
The
Think about
Rock
this
is
one.
in it. I mean, he's perfect.
Gremlins is considered, when we were growing up, was a Christmas kids movie that had these little furry, cute little things. It is now considered a horror classic.
Yeah. It's
Like,
also my
it's not-
favorite Christmas movie.
It's so good. It's so good. But think about it. It's considered a horror classic now. But at the time, they were selling us Mogwais like they were candy.
Yeah. Like they were going
We
on
do-
style.
We're gonna have to do favorite Christmas movies.
How about next week?
Yeah, next week because there's one I don't want to go too much into detail on some, but like there's some where I'm like, you guys are gonna hate them. You guys are gonna hate them.
Everybody in the chat, tell us your favorite Christmas movie.
Bob's is gonna be like, I don't even know, like Akira.
Antonio, we're
and,
not going to talk about Neverending Story. I already did
No.
that to my daughter. It's too
My
late.
daughter, you want to hear a supervillain origin story? My daughter, when she was probably about 4 or 5, watched the Neverending Story, and when Artax dies in the Swamp of Sadness, she laughed.
Jesus, mine got mad and told me to turn it off. Like real mad.
She
And I
laughed,
was
and
just like,
this is like the sweetest kid like you'll ever meet, and she just laughed. I was like, why? And then my wife was like, oh my god, I can't believe you laughed. My wife, who regularly watches horror movies, was thrown back by it.
my wife can't watch horror movies. She doesn't like the gore.
The only horror movies I don't like are possession movies. It freaks me
Antonio,
out.
Die Hard is not.
It is.
It's not.
It is. And
You know what
Nightmare
it
Before
is?
Christmas is a
You
Christmas
know what it
movie
is?
too.
It's not just not a Christmas movie. It's not a good movie. The whole premise of the movie is laughable. That
Don't ruin
plot
the
could even
content.
be.
This is for next
It
week.
is so bad. Like,
Don't
oh
ruin the
my god,
content.
it's
This is good
so bad. Like,
content.
Wabba,
Yeah,
just the plot holes.
it
You
doesn't
you ever
matter
you
about
ever
plot
seen
holes.
there's Screen Rant, they do these pitch meetings. Please watch the Die Hard one. You'll watch it and you'll be like, well, I can never watch that movie again.
I did. I'll
It
probably.
is it is so hilarious. Like I took media English in school, and it was one of those things where now when I watch a movie and there's got a plot hole, like the latest Marvel movies, I'm just like, please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
Got to
It's
be in the
like,
moment. You got to enjoy it.
yes, but Die Hard, think about it. The whole premise of the movie could end in the first 5 minutes. How is the limo driver sitting outside and not realizing what's going on? How? How?
It's engrossed in his, meditation, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember.
Or how about this one?
movies,
Like,
so I
no
can't
one picks up the
understand.
phone. No one just like, or instead of like calling someone that matters, he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try and do this all by myself. I could leave right now very easily, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try and save everybody in the next couple hours. I could leave, get all this police and stop this all right now, but instead, I'm gonna try and take care of this
Oh
all
man,
right now.
he's gonna die hard, and then die harder with a vengeance.
Oh my god!
And then Die Harder 5, Die Harding.
But then again, that was the '80s. The movies.
Die
were
Hard
just-
5, Tanya Harding.
I hard
like the
to
Lethal
the
Weapon
streets.
movies.
I
The Lethal
Hard
Weapon movies.
Huckabees.
Oof.
Just let the bad movies be bad. Last Action Hero was the first movie I watched on
Okay, that is
paternity
a
leave.
classic, and don't ever say anything about it.
Are there no plot holes in that? How does he
But that's
get out
what-
of the
but that's-
screen?
But they break the third wall. That's the whole point of it. Die Hard is trying to pretend to be this thing that he's like a cop, but he's really doing stuff. It's like, oh my god, True Lies and all the they don't pretend. Last Action Hero is a gem. In fact, I'm going to download that and watch that later.
Legally.
No, yeah, I'll go in the Apple Store. I don't know. I
Oh.
buy movies. I want to watch them in 4K Dolby Atmos.
You don't want to watch them in 350p.
Oh,
native VCR rip.
Yeah,
No.
three. You don't want to watch them with like the little guy walking because they ripped from right from like some
No.
German theater.
That's what. So I remember random thing about that. So when I was in, like elementary school, one of my mom's friends heard that I like Star Wars, so she brought over a VHS of Episode 1, which is still in theaters. So there were like people walking in front of the screen and like coughing, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever because I just got to watch Star Wars Episode 1, and can't call the police. It's past 5 years, past the statute.
Yeah, it's
Also,
fine.
I didn't. I just consumed. I consumed it as a. There's no contract with minors, but yeah. I don't know. That was my looking back on that. I'm like, did she really? Did she either record it herself or buy it from someone who sold recorded VHSs? We may never know.
We'll never
But
know.
I wish I
You
still
should
had it.
ask. You should ask. If she's
Should
still
ask.
with us, you should ask.
I think she's departed.
My
They got her because of this.
yeah, the FBI gunned her down like RoboCop.
She passed in prison for
She walked out of
For
the
her
illegal
crimes.
VHS store and they gunned her down like it was the beginning of RoboCop.
Jesus.
she got 25 to life for.
All right,
infringement.
now just come on. Die Hard is our Christmas family tradition. You know what? I think I'm the only one. Rob Miller, and I know Antonio likes it, Wabba likes it, and Pez is just humoring me. I get it. I'm in the
I don't like Die
And-
Hard.
see, yeah, me and Pez
Doesn't like
we're-
anything. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He's a nihilist. Don't worry about him.
See, for me,
Ooh, big
Christmas
fan.
Story is my family tradition, and my wife is that Tim Burton one, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, that's ours.
She loves Nightmare Before. So my daughter is liking Nightmare Before Christmas, but I'm trying to find something new. I watched the new Christmas Story movie. It was not good. I'm trying to find something that'll be hers.
You know what is a
But-
cute Christmas movie? It's on Netflix. The one with what's his face?
Family
as
Matters is
Santa.
great.
The one with what's his face as Santa. Christmas Chronicles, I think, is what it's called. Yeah, the Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell as Santa.
Oh no, I like that on
Very
Netflix. That's
cute.
good.
Yeah, the
I
first
also
and
like
second
the
one. are
train
pretty-
one with Tom Hanks.
Which one?
The train one with Tom
Oh,
Hanks.
the Polar Express.
That's good too.
So there's a new movie coming out that might surprise you that I'm looking forward to.
Is it
But it
Violent
has
Night?
no. J.K. Simmons is Santa, and it stars Dwayne Johnson and basically
Oh,
The Rock and
forget it,
Chris
forget
Evans,
it,
called
forget it.
Red One. And
Yeah.
if you don't think that's gonna be your tradition in this household, you gotta be crazy.
All
Give
right.
me-
Well, with that, Waba has no taste.
Give me David Harbour and Violent Night. Let's
Oh,
go.
by the way, that new Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell one, please don't waste your time.
Womp womp.
I'm not.
I watched
Oh,
it.
Noelle is also a banger.
Noelle is
Antonio,
very
GGs.
good. I agree with Antonio on that. Noelle is very good.
Yeah, I think oh god, I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research on some of the ones. I saw Jingle All the Way came up.
I wanted to watch that. My daughter goes, that guy is scary. I'm like, Arnold's not scary, honey. He talks different.
I thought you meant Sinbad.
Yeah, it's Sinbad.
Okay, can I? Okay, did either of you? There was a huge like Mandela effect that happened with Sinbad that everybody could have sworn there was a movie starring Sinbad where he was a genie.
No, that's
Do you ever
Shaq.
recall that?
That's Shaq.
No, not
Shaq.
Kazam. But
You're
there was
thinking
one
of
with Sinbad.
Shazam. I
Shazam.
think is what it was called.
There's a generation of people like myself.
He
That
does. It's called
swear-
Shazam.
He's not. That doesn't exist. That movie does not. We all think so, and it does not exist. It is like a generation of people that will swear that Sinbad is
There's
a
like
genie in a
YouTube-
movie.
There's YouTube videos on Shazam is real.
It's because there's
IMDb.
YouTube videos on the Earth being flat. That doesn't mean it's like
Yeah, but
authentic.
IMDb. We found Sinbad Shazam genie movie.
I want to do a watch along on our Discord of that because that is like I'm telling
We
you.
should do it. We should just
I'm
do
telling
it
you,
for
it's a real
Three
thing.
Dads video.
It's a real thing.
I hope it's real. I pray every night that it's real. But that is one of the things that I thought was interesting that
The boomers trying to
people
get over
swear
on it.
by it, and other people are like that never happened. Why is Sinbad the
Isn't
center?
there also a thing like
of this?
Berenstein Bears versus Berenstain Bears or something like that? Like you know the books Berenstain Bears?
Yeah.
Like the way they're spelled. Like people thought it was spelled Berenstein, but it's like Berenstain or something like that. I don't know, some crazy like that.
Just like the Nick Cage Superman. It's this Mandela effect. That's what it's
No,
called.
I'm gonna. You know what? You can stick this one there, Waba, because now I actually have the link and I can just send it to you.
Please send it to me. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Um,
first put it in the chat so everybody can watch it because they can all. There, I'm just gonna put it in the chat.
There
There we go.
There we go. Watch along.
Well,
I'm
Nick Cage, Bobby Miller. Technically, Nick Cage was going to be Superman, but it looked terrible. Like if you all seen it, like it looked bad.
Is that the one with like the metallic Superman suit or something like that, or like rainbow suit or some crap like that?
It looks bad. But there,
like
check
that.
out that link. That is a real thing.
I'd watch it. Any other final thoughts before we sign off for the day?
No, I can't stop farting. I don't know why.
Bay and neuter your pets, everybody.
Oh, Bob Barker there. That was nice.
Good advice. Folks, thank you so much for joining us on this wild ride today. Again, if you had fun, please make sure to rate us 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice. We have to give away a game.
Oh yeah, Jesus, Pez.
Sorry, I was going through the whole rigmarole, and I thought of that.
Hold
Before
on.
we leave, we are going to be giving away a game. Pez, while you get that going, we are giving away a outright games game. This is week 3 of 6, I
Yes.
believe, and we have a few titles left to choose from. If you win, we'll just tell you which ones are left. We have Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. To enter, you have to subscribe to us on YouTube and just send it to us, like tweet at us that you subscribed.
Tweet-a-dee-dee.
And we'll
Tweet the
keep a
pic.
log.
Send the pic.
Tweet the-
Send the pic.
Tweet the deets.
Congratulations to @chaotickarma35 on Twitter. I will be DMing you either later today or tomorrow, depending on if I'm gonna play Eshul after this, and I will let you know what we have available. Coco Milan, Paw Patrol, JoJo, and Dragon Legends of the Nine Realms.
Coco Milan is very good. If
Coco
you're
Milan
like,
is probably my favorite thing you've ever said.
it's funny that I'm like talking. I authentically enjoy that game. Like I can talk about it for days. Anyway, all right. So restarting the outro. Thank you, folks, for joining us today. Coming along this ride. If you had fun, please make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/3dadsandaconsole. And you can check out all our videos. Again, we had 2 go live like in the past few days, so go check those out. Also, please rate us 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice. Say nice things, and
Nice things.
find us on Twitter as well, at 3dadspod. Thank you guys all for all your time or attention. Thank you, folks in chat, for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Felicia.